recorded. Okay, so today is Sunday, 20th June, and we are here for next chapter, which is deployment strategies. And that is my one of the interesting area and lovely topic to cover how we can proceed with many different types of deployment strategy. Okay, so prior to me going on this, so I'll just go ahead a little bit of about why exactly we need these deployment strategies. What's exactly caused this? Okay, so to do that, so let me pull up my GCP demo. All right, yeah, right. So so think like you are already running a cluster, a big cluster, okay? And in that cluster, you are deploying many different components, and those components has a backing. That means a upstream, downstream, something similar to that. So in that case, how do you come up with your own plan, own thing that the deployment, whatever you are doing, so that should go smoothly. That should not have any downtime. That should not have any failures. So that should automatically revert back to the previous. And also you have to ensure that the failed containers are also restart automatically. That means basically zero downtime, right? So ensure or enable zero downtime. Okay, so without any further delay, so let's check this part and understand what's exactly happening. Then we will try to purposely, we are trying to move something, add something, and also update something. Then we will see how exactly it is goes. Okay, so as you can see, I'm creating a deployment, okay, with the Nginx and having Nginx 1.7.9. I'm just copying this. Okay, so first let us go ahead and create a deployment. Then after that, whatever we wanted to do, we can do that. Okay, all right. So as you can see, kubectl, let me make it bigger screen. Okay, all right. So kubectl get deploy. Mongo is only running, so that's fine. Service only Kubernetes and MongoDB is running, and pods if I so nothing is there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do kubectl create deployment Nginx with image name is Nginx colon 1.7.9. All right, so that's the moment when I go ahead and create it, automatically a Nginx deployment has been created. You can go ahead and you can check that out. Kubectl get deployment. Okay, so as you can see, that is Nginx has not been running because there may be cases, chances are there it has not been pulled that image. So that might be one of the reason. All right, so now Nginx has been pulled and Nginx is running just like this. 1.7. Nginx is running. So you can, so Nginx is running, but we have not exposed it yet. So let's go ahead, exposed it as a node port or a load balancer based on your choice. So here I am exposing it as a load balancer. So you can even do it in as a uh, node port. So that should not be a problem. I'm just following the guide. That's all. So now the service has been exposed, and the moment when I do curl-v or curl-v localhost colon 80, it should show me some error. Sorry, it should show me the the Nginx page. So now let's check that out. Localhost colon 80. All right, so now it is back up. As you can see, it is running. So even you can go over with this and localhost colon 80, and it is telling you welcome to Nginx. All right. So to explain you in a better format, so let me do like this. So curl hyphen si and local host colon, so that you are getting the server name, server details, what are the things, nothing. So here, as we are running Nginx 1.7.9, so the server, it is telling you Nginx 7.9. So let's grab that one. So it is better for us, right? So now you are automatically, you are knowing that, okay, it is running Nginx 7.9 version. Okay, so you can do a kubectl get pods, Nginx running, get deploy, Nginx is running. Okay, so now let's, already we have done that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and scale this. That means increase the replicas, increase the containers counts, increase the pod counts. So how do you do that? Simple. I have already showcased this one. kubectl scale deployment to the Nginx, replicas equals to 4. And the moment when you do it, automatically it is scaling, and you can do get pods hyphen w, and as you can see, Nginx port uh, pods has been created, and this time it is everything is from the that one 1.7.9. Okay, so that means I will do this like this. Okay, so that means whenever you are doing, whenever you are hitting localhost 80 grep server, so basically what is doing, it is doing a load balancing between them, and it is serving the traffic from each of the four uh, pods. Okay, so now we want to update our deployment. Okay, so now we wanted to make it, to the next level. Okay, so to do that, let me go come over here and do a script or make it a loop, so that we can get to know when the switch happens. Okay, so let me do that. While true, do
Sorry to interrupt you, guys.
uh-huh,
The update one which we are doing now, so
uh,
it's on a live environment, or we are just getting that pod down, then updating and doing all
yeah,
the
it
stuff.
is, it is on the live environment, right? It is, I'm
So,
running, right? So
so we don't have to like, in DevOps, how we used to do, we used to bring down a container. So not like that, right?
nothing like that.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just showcasing where, means right now it is running with 1.7.9. So now the moment when you update it, how exactly it happens. So let's do that. So I'm here, I'm just putting the curl one as a loop, so that you will come to know curl hyphen si, and local host colon 80 grep server, then sleep for 2 seconds maybe, and done. Okay, so what's exactly it is going to do is, okay, so I did a mistake, call hyphen si, I did a mistake, wait a minute. So now what is going to do is, it is going to check the curl localhost on port 80, and it is going to get us a response in every 2 seconds. Okay, so that we will come to know when the switch, when the flip happens, we will come to know what's exactly happening. Okay, so now to do that, let me go over with this, and here we are, what we are doing, we are set an image, we are updating the image of the deployment, which is Nginx, to the next one, which is 1.9.1, and dash record. So that means what we are doing is, we are recording our steps, are recording our execution, so that if anything goes wrong in between, so that we can easily flip to the previous version. Okay, so again, this is nowhere used in the production or wherever you are going to use. This is no more relevant, but the reason why I'm telling you, because I feel you have to, whatever you have to know or to get, you have to always, it has to be crawl, walk and run stage, not like, running stage. So for that reason, I wanted to provide you. So you must be thinking, hey, what this he's talking about, when he's only telling us that this is not being used. Yes, it is not being used, because in the production people are using Helm charts and so many other parts, customize and all. So that has all these capabilities. So I know, for that reason, this is comes with the Kubernetes part. That is where I thought, okay, let's go ahead with the simple terms. Okay, then the moment when you are done with that, then when I will showcase the Helm part, you will be able to understand, okay, so this one is exactly it is talking about, I mean doing about. So what's exact? Now back to our session. So we deployed a Nginx deployment, which is having 1.7.9. So now what you are doing is we are changing the only the image of that deployment to 1.9.1, and we are recording our steps. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So now the Nginx deployment has been created. Now let's check this guy. So it is still running or serving our traffic with 1.7.9, right? So now let's check this our kubectl get pods also and see what's exactly happening. Kubectl get pods, and as you can see, it is creating containers are getting created at the moment. Okay, so -w, so it is better to watch it. How what exactly happening? As you can see, there is pending, one is being getting terminated, and let's check what's happened. So still it is serving with 1.7.9, and it is terminating the old one and creating the new ones. And as you can see, there are a lot of things are happening at the moment, and let's check this out. So it is still with 1.7.9, and still coping up with this part. So that's what exactly happening with the moment. So yeah, so let's see. So it is terminating the previous one, created the, or I mean, creating the old one, or something similar to that. So it is removing, terminating the old ones, and adding the new ones. So on the fly. So this is what's exactly happening at the moment. So let's check what is the status over here. So it is still with 1.7.9. So this is what exactly happened whenever you try to switch between from one node to another node. So it is trying to figure it out, and let me break it and let me do it. Okay, once again, the moment when I broke it and I started running, so as you can see, it is started serving 1.9.1. And from here, if you are seeing, I will break it as well and do, as you can see, everything, all the previous pods has been removed, which was having 1.7.9, sorry, 1.7.9, and every possible part has been moved to 1.9.1. So this is one way of having deployment, which we call it as a rolling deployment. So this one I just showcased on during the commands, but I have the YMLs right there for you so that I can go ahead one by one. Okay, so yeah, so this is what's exactly, how exactly there is a switch between 1.7.9 to 1.9.1. Okay, so now if I want to see the status, check what's exactly happened with my status, if I'll do it, so it will be showcasing that deployment in Nginx successfully rolled out. Okay, so now let's revert it back. Okay, so if I wanted to revert it back, I just have to do it, just roll out history, and it is going to showcase me that it is having two things. First one, there is no change, which is, and the second change, which is kubectl set image and 1.9.1, which we have recorded. So this is the importance of having dash dash record, so that you record your deployment steps. Okay, now it is having only the previous one, which is 1.9, 1.9.1. So now if I want to break my system purposely, right? So this is what exactly you have telling. So you wanted to set something which is, you wanted to break, right? So let's do that and break our system and see how fault tolerant is all about, is Kubernetes is all about. So I'm running it is in loop still, as you can see. I'm running it is on loop. So it is running with 1.19.1. So now let me go ahead and roll out with Nginx with some dummy image name. And let's see what's exactly happening. And let's do the status. And you can see waiting for the deployment Nginx rollout to finish. 2 out of 4 new replicas has been updated. And let's check. It is still with 1.9.1. Okay, so it is not moving further. So let's check once again. Still it is serving 1.9.1. Why? Because we have changed the image, but Kubernetes have, still serving 1.9.1. So this is the beauty of having Kubernetes, because it is understand that's what's exactly happening with that. So what it took two, created two first images, and it pulled those images and it find out that these images are not available. So if you do kubectl describe describe pod, and this one, it is automatically, it is telling you back off pulling image, the nginx 10.200 image back off. That means this is not at all available or manifest unknown. That is where you are not able to do, and Kubernetes understood that, hey, I have to stop this, because this is not good, or this is not successful. I have to stop this. So that is why my previous 1.9.1 still it is working perfectly. Getting it? Or this is a little bit different? Getting it, everyone? Okay, I take it this as a yes. So this is what exactly I try to explain over here. So how this image deployment didn't have able to happen. So because due to the non-functioning of the image tags, and that is where it is stopped. So Kubernetes understood that, hey, the image, whatever it is currently, operator is asking me to deploy has some issues, so I cannot proceed further. So that is why image pull backup happened, and that's it. Still your service is being served on 1.9.1. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's fix this. Okay, so how do you do that? Now you have to check again.
Now, I have one question here.
Yeah, yeah,
Though we are deploying that wrong image,
yeah.
still that deployment is running or that is failed.
Yes, yes, it is, it is running. Rollout history, if you check the status, it is still, it would be there. It will be still there. See, waiting for the deployment. It is,
Okay.
by this time, that operator know that, okay, there is some problem happened. So he have to or she have to revert it back, right? But Kubernetes have given you option that it is not affected your production. See, it is still running with 1.9.1. But if you look at the other parts, the moment whenever it deployed, it will serve traffic, and it will make your production down, right? So Kubernetes understood that there is a problem. I cannot make this live. So it have not been make it live at all. That is why it is still rollout is being finished. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, what you're going to do is we are going to roll out our history deployment. Okay, so let's do that. We are going to undo our deployment. Okay, so what is that undo? Now, kubectl rollout undo deployment nginx. The moment when you do nginx rollback happened and it has been undo. So now if you do rollout status, that's it. The deployment nginx successfully rollout. And if you do kubectl get pods, and those previous unnecessary running pods has been moved out and it is running with 1.9.1, and as you can see still our able to serve the traffic. It is not at all down anywhere anytime during this process. So now if I wanted to make something to roll out history, rollout status, rollout, just a moment, rollout history, deployment nginx. So let's check the history, and if we are seeing rollout history, now rollout history is our deployment is kubectl previous one, which is 1.9.1, and I have just got that in. And this is how exactly I'm going to do my all of my deployments. And if I wanted to do anything sort of reverting back, so I can go over with this, just set image 1.7.9. That's all. Let's check this out. 7.9 and do that. kubectl set image nginx deployment, and
Why you remove record?
yeah, record. I do not have to do that, right? Because it has been already recorded, right? It has to be given only once. You do not have to given all the time. Right. So now get pods. Yeah, as you can see, it is getting terminated, and let's check 1.9.1. Still it is serving. Okay, so let's check this out. So it is having some kind of inter network problem. So this is one of the thing which is a problem with the this our rolling update, that there is a gap, right? So as you can see, there is something. So now it is started serving 1.7.9. So in this time period, it have not successfully completed my request. So that is the gap, so which is happening with this part. So how there is a some simple, I would say some fraction of seconds of gap. So that is what we are trying to solve in the next type of action. Okay. So this is what exactly I was talking about, the deployments. And now let's check how exactly we have to, or what are all the options we do check, and what are all the things we have on this deployments. Okay. Any questions before me moving further on this deployments part? Again, I'm going to showcase all those deployments, whatever the deployments we are having. So don't worry about it. Anyone? No questions?
No.
Okay. All right. All right.
No.
Okay. Fine. So now let's get into our stuff, or get into our actual this blue green recreated rolling shadow canary dark and all those releases. Okay, so everything has been deployed, or everything has been kept into over here, so there should not be any kind of problem with that. So deployment strategies, right? So first one, let's check uh, rolling upgrade. Oh, sorry. First one is recreate. Okay. So first one is one of the deployment architecture or deployment strategies or style, whatever you can call it out. Now recreate. Okay. So what do you mean by recreate? Can anyone tell me if someone has worked on these things? Anyone? Okay, no one. Fine. Cool. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Now, first option is recreate. So now in this type of deployment, what's exactly happening going to happen? Now one goes down and one more comes up automatically, or the moment whenever you are deploying something, that means you are completely removing the traffic from the previous one and moving completely to the next one with having some kind of downtime, because you are recreating all those images, all those containers, right? So how exactly it happens? So let's do that and let's see. Okay, so let's do that and let's see how exactly it happens. Cool. So this is one of the recreated YML or recreated structure, how exactly it is being deployed. Okay, so this one kind is deployment, metadata is app. So this is where the actual picture comes into picture when you want to do any deployments. Now specs, what are that specs? Now in the specs, what is the strategy? So this is where you are going to involve your strategy. So first strategy we are talking about, that is recreate. That means whenever you are deploying anything, you are recreating the container once again from the beginning. That means there is, although you can tell me that, hey, what's exactly happens, you are every containers is being recreated and all, but here is a catch. The recreate, that means whenever you are telling, that means automatically it is going down first. Okay, that container is going down first, the previous container is coming down next to it. So this is the strategy. The moment when I give type equal to recreate, it is going to recreate all of my pods. Okay, so this is completely depends to you, so you can define it or do not define it. So match labels, it is going to match where exactly the my Nginx is running, and it is going to deploy that. So template, explain everything, it's explained. So metadata labels is my Nginx, again Nginx, it is going to check after this, so that is why. And version is, this is the first version, that is why I have given 1.0.0. and the specs, the container is name is my Nginx, and image is, I have run it as Pradhan's 0906 Nginx hello red. This is a red service, I would say. And the ports I have mapped it to 80 and 32119 it as a container port. That means it is going to listen on both the ports. Similarly, there are, I'm having one application and there is a service file. As you can see, service is simple as that. I'm running it as a node port with 31028. Okay, so first let's deploy this and go accordingly. Okay, so okay, so now let's check this, our what is that, now recreated. Okay, so clear native, sorry. Okay, so there is a app one, right? So app1.yml. So let's go ahead and let's run that. Kubectl apply -f app 1.yml. So it has been deployed, has been created. Okay, so similarly, let me run the service also. So let me check that out as well. Get deployment. As you can see, app is running. There is 5 replicas. Okay, so now similarly, let me run the service as well. kubectl apply apply -f SVC, I think, SVC YML. All right, so Nginx has been created. So let me check that out, where exactly the service My Nginx, it is running in the node port with node port is 31028. So let's do the same thing while true localhost. Now this time, as it is not running as a load balancer, it is running as a node port. I am doing curl to localhost 31028. Let's do it. So as you can see, it is running with Nginx 1.10.3. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove that SI so that we'll come to know what's exactly there. So I did a mistake. I did a mistake. I did a mistake. Call -e, I think. Call hyphen. Just a moment. Let me check this out. Call local host 03128. Okay. So yeah. So this is what exactly I was talking about. Hello, I'm red service. Okay. So let's do the same thing. Curl. Localhost. Okay. Why? Oh, sorry. I'm doing a grep server also. No, I do not need that. Okay, so now it is gonna work like a charm. While true, hello, I'm red service. So it is coming from the red service. Okay, so which is I have deployed over here. Now kubectl get pods. Okay, so it is running my app, which is red app, which is running. Now let me go ahead and deploy kubectl apply the next one, which is app2. Remember, this is recreate. Okay, we are going to see that what's exactly happening. Okay, -f, sorry. -f. Deploy has been configured. kubectl get pods -w. It is going to, it is see, it is terminated every possible part, everything. Okay, so it is terminated it one shot, all of my apps, everything. So this is where, that is why there is an empty replies from the server. So that means what? It is completely stopping my service altogether. Now it is one is running. Now you will able to see. Now the next moment, whenever it is started, checking, it will be checking. I am from some other service. So because I have deployed another um, uh, another application, right? So this is done. So let me go ahead and check kubectl get pods, and as you can see, it is running. And see, hello from white service. So already I'm running red service. It is completely make this down. That means it got a zero downtime, right? I mean, sorry, it got a downtime because the strategy is recreate. The strategy is completely make everything as a down app one and come as the second one app two, right? So this is where the recreate service, how exactly it works. And as you can see, this app 2, I just made two changes. One is 2.0.0 because every version has to be versionized, every deployment, and the new version has to be incremented. That is why I made it as 2.0, and everything is same. And but the Pradhan 0906, the image is right now, it is white. Whereas this is a red service, this is as a white service. Okay, so now as you can see, it is completely running perfectly. And just now we had a simple, effective, and very informative deployment strategy, which is recreate. Any questions with this? With also example that it is taking a downtime. Yeah. All yours. If you do not have anything, I think I'm good as well. Surya, Suman, Deepak, Anshuman, Abhishek,
Yes, yes.
how
The
it is?
recreate you told that all the pods will restarted. Okay. So
Yes,
if first all will go down, then one by one it will restart.
yes. This is what exactly happened,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. It's
Everything has
happening.
been terminated.
Letting fast.
Then it got created
Okay. So if I want some of the pods, not all the pods, because in application.
Yeah, we are going to see. I'm not yet done. So
Okay.
this
And
is just
another
a one more
question.
strategy.
Yes, I got it.
Any questions to this strategy?
No, no, it is very good.
Cool.
You just updated the version, right?
Yeah. I just updated the version. That's all.
Okay.
No, I'm not updated the version. I changed completely to a different next level of service. So you can talk about the version. Version have a new details where exactly previous one has, hello, I'm from red service. It was serving from the red service. Now it is running with white service. So obviously, yes, a version change also has been taken place.
So one question,
Yeah.
can we monitor these things in any tool?
Yeah. This one easily can be done in by scraping from the Prometheus and Grafana. Yeah, easily.
An
That
open
is
shift
also I can
also,
show
right?
you the moment when I teach this Prometheus and Grafana.
Okay. Actually, these things we are monitoring in open shift. So that's right.
Okay. All right. So if you do not have any more questions, so I'll proceed to the next strategy, which is rolling. Okay. So this is rolling update. Okay. So here again, we are take a pause and we are going to see what exactly mean these by rolling update. That means you are telling that what is happened on the recreated, that it completely got down our system, right? So we got a downtime, right? We got a downtime over here. So the switch, whenever it happened, we got a downtime
Yeah.
because the recreate, it already you have showcased that it is terminated all my pods, everything one shot, right? That is where it got a downtime. Okay, now how can we solve that? To solve that, we got something called rolling update. And this strategy is the second best strategy which is being used across all the industry and to go further or to go ahead with this strategy basically. Okay, so what's exactly, okay, so and I have again same thing, kind, deployment, metadata, replicas, 5, everything, strategies is here, what now, rolling update, right? So now after strategy, after rolling update, now what is this max surge? Okay, that means in all the time, every time, it has to update only one pod at a time. That means if I'm having 5 replicas, one only gets updated to the previous one and the rest 4 will be with the, sorry, one update will be one pod will be updated, get updated with the next one, but the second one, the fourth one still will be serving the old image. Got it? Got it or did not get
Yes,
it?
yes.
Okay, cool. So this is where exactly the things rolling update comes into picture. Now max unavailable. Now all the time if it is unavailable, it is 0. That means all the time 5 containers would be running and one would be running with the latest tag, 4 would be running with my previous tag. Okay, so this is what exactly it is meant all about. Template same, specs same, ports same, but we introduce some liveness probe and readiness probe. Okay, so this is what in our recreated we have not, right? So this is comes very handy when it comes to the liveness probe and readiness probe. Okay, so before me getting into liveness and readiness probe, have anyone has any doubt on this, why exactly it is being used, or anyone has any questions, got any questions about this liveness probe and readiness probe? Anyone? Nope. No one?
Hello, I don't get this liveness pro. What is it?
Okay, so fine. So if you are not getting it, it is fine.
This
But
this this part only. This one.
okay. So anyone who is working at least, Abhishek and
Yeah,
eh? You have not even seen Liveness Pro and Readiness Pro? Surya, Abhishek?
Yes, yes,
Are
I
you-
have seen. I am using this one. I am
So
using this
can
one.
you enlighten me why exactly you are doing?
Means not.
Okay, cool. No problem. I'm here. So, okay, so this is going to take some time. I'm going to take a break for 10 minutes maybe. It is 11:40 at the moment. Sorry, 50 at the moment. Let's meet at 12. All right. Pause the recording. All right. So in the deployment, there are very important parts or very in your strategy. There are some parts which is highly recommend to use. Okay. And those details are also, it is completely in line with the a deployment checklist, whatever we use currently. Uh, the most important part is liveness probe and the readiness probe. Okay, so now we have to understand that why this liveness probe and this readiness probe is really required. Okay, so think like your pod is running your apps, correct? And for some reason, that reason maybe can be anything like your memory leak on the container, CPU edges, file system, disk pressure, application deadlock. All these part, your application is not responding to our request. So that is where this liveness get into picture and checks the probe, or it checks the container basically health, that whether it is working or workable condition or not. So that is why liveness probe is very important to have on a deployment strategy or your deployment file. Okay, so first thing, liveness probe, which checks inside the pod container health. Cool. Understood? Understood now?
Yes.
Okay, now what about readiness? Now readiness is when we want the applications to be live but not serve traffic. That means the liveness probe understand and checks the container health, makes it up, and but the readiness probe, it makes sure that application is live. That means liveness is good, but it is not serve traffic. It has to take some time. It has to maintain its balance, rather putting his part to the load balancer. So that means when you want to use say, think like your application, this is my application and it is connecting to a DB, or it is an application, it is connects to a many different types of downstream service. That is where this is guy can comes handy. When you want to use any kind of downstream service, that time readiness probe checks that. It is mentioned, it is going to check whether the upstream or downstream or whatever the service it is, those are good condition. Then once everything, all those condition applied, then only it attach that pod or the IP to solve the request. So what is this going to help us? It is going to help enable zero downtime deploys, prevent deployments from broken images, and also going to ensure us that whatever the failed containers, it is should going to restart automatically. Okay, so these are the areas where these are the areas why these liveness probe and readiness probes comes into picture. Simple as that. Liveness probes checks the container health, and readiness probe checks the downstream application, whether to make sure whether the application or the pod has to be get live serve traffic or not. Any questions? No questions?
Okay.
You-
If the liveness probe checks about the broken images, so
No,
broken
no,
images
liveness
will.
probe is not going to check the broken images. Readiness probe.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Readiness. So if there is any broken images already existing in the pod, so isn't it going to cause any issue?
No, 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 no. So broken images, whenever we have also seen in our first part, the broken images, whenever it found the broken images, it have not, it stopped the rollout then and there only. So that is Kubernetes will take care. This is one more
Okay.
check. This is one more next level of check to connecting with the your downstream surveys, upstream surveys, getting ready, all those part.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So this is very, very important to have your deployment part. Now, liveness probe, readiness probe, liveness probe, as I was telling, container health, readiness probe, check to traffic whether to be, already it is alive, but to make sure whether to serve the traffic or not. Okay. So now it can have done in multiple ways. So I have just taken it as a HTTP response. You can make it as a status HTML where you can remove it. There are so many ways. I think three, whatever I know. I think this one and one more is removing it, status.html. So I know two ways, both the ways we can do, or we can get liveness probe and readiness probe, but I'm just looking at the simple easiest thing. Now, HTTP get root port 80. So our service is wrestling on port 80. So internally it is going to check, kubelet is going to check basically um, that how, where exactly it has to do, what exactly it has to check. Now HTTP get path is root, port is 80, initial delay seconds and period seconds. These are very, very important. Now initial delay, now this is where the kubelet comes into picture, and it waits for 5 seconds before it performing the first probe. That means what? Your container comes up, your container comes up, your kubelet on the node checks the pod. First 5 seconds it is going to wait, performing the next check or the next probe about the application health. Got it or did not? Again, this is not, if you are not getting it one shot, it's completely fine. Even I also didn't get it in the first stop. I also took some time when I understood the practical behind of it. So if you are not getting it, is completely okay, because it is complicated. Kubernetes is complicated. I am making it look a bit easier, but yeah, so some things I even cannot, if I'm not able to explain you in a better format, then yeah, you can look after. There are many articles over there. You can check that out. But I'm trying to, give my best. Again, any questions?
Means what I got it from here is though here we are creating as a rolling update, means out of 5, one will be upgraded first.
Uh,
Once that is done, it will pick up the next item.
yeah.
So this
So
liveness
no,
pro will check whether the
yeah, yeah. So we are not talking about the deployment. We are talking only about the liveness probe and readiness probe. Did you get that or not? Liveness probe and
yeah, that only I am explaining. So what
okay.
it will liveness pro will do is
Uh-huh.
the recreated new image. It will check the healthy of the team image or container. If that
Correct.
is okay, then it will go for the next one. Right? That only that part is doing this liveness probe. It is
Correct.
checking the health of the container newly
Correct.
created. Okay.
Correct. And it is having an initial delay seconds of 5 seconds. That means the next check, it is going to have only after the 5 seconds only.
So when the pod is getting created, so liveness probe will check it's getting created, right? And after 5 seconds, then again it will check the health of the
No,
pod.
so liveness probe, what is
Yeah.
that? Now it is going to check the health of the container. In a
Okay.
pod, container is running.
Yeah.
Got it? So now the container has to expose port 80, correct? Now
Yes.
kubelet is going to speak to the pod and going to check after 5 seconds each, after 5 seconds to do all of its probe. That means it is going to check whether my container is good or bad or some memory leak or deadlock or something, no, those parts.
So after creation of the container, then it will check, right? Then it
Yeah,
will
yeah,
kick in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Sir, one more thing. This app one and app two, how Kubernetes is going to understand that it's updating it? Like version one was app one, right? And
Uh-huh.
version two is app two, right?
Uh-huh.
So because of the strategy,
Mhm.
Kubernetes is able to understand that I have to update, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
of the strategy
Because
only.
so
Yeah.
right now, okay, so right now, if you are seeing right now, anything is there? Let me check this out. Okay, get pods. That is app one is running. Okay, so I think this is from the previous deployment. kubectl get deploy. Okay, so we are at still with recreated. So kubectl delete. So I have deleted everything. Okay, so now, so the moment first you want to deploy your first app, that means app one, okay, which is having a red service. It is going to create 5 replicas, right? Liveness probe is 5 seconds. Readiness probe is also, where is the readiness? Readiness probe is also 5 seconds. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now you want to deploy, you want to do a rolling upgrade to the app 2. That means you want to upgrade your system. So in that case, you also have to deploy app 2,
Yes. Yes.
right? So that one, what is going to change? Now version is 1.0.0. It is having 2.0.
Yes.
Getting it?
Yes.
So max surge is 1. That means 1 or all the time it will come up online, and rest other the 4 ones would be with the previous one. Yeah, so that is how exactly it is. So what's exactly your question?
No, my question was when we apply app1.yml,
Uh-huh.
so pods are getting created, right?
Correct.
Yeah. When we again applied app2.yml,
Uh-huh.
so how it's replacing the pods which were created in the app1.yml because of
Because
the
that,
strategy only, right?
yes, because of the strategy.
Yes. That was
Yeah, because
that
of the
I
strategy.
wanted to confirm it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And that is strategy, and also the object is deployment, right? So it has to do. So if you remove the strategy also, it is going to take the default, which is rolling update. Oh, sorry, recreate. I think if you are not going to mention anything, yeah, I need to check that one. Yeah.
So if we don't mention the strategy, then there are going to be 5 pods created by app one and 5 pods will be created by app two separately, right?
No,
So a
no, no, no,
strategy should be there.
no. Okay. The moment when you create app one, you create
Yeah.
kubectl app, apply -f app one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is created, if you have not any strategy defined, it is going to create some 1 or 2 or 5, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now you go ahead and create kubectl apply app 2. So it
Yes.
is going to take by default strategy. So Kubernetes has by default strategy, I think recreate probably, most probably. So it is going to take that approach.
Okay.
Or it is going to take rolling update. I'm not sure, completely not sure. I need to check what's the default strategy of Kubernetes. So let's check that out.
This rolling update the default one. I somewhere I have read that.
What's the Rolling update. Okay, so rolling update is the default one. So if you do it, do not do it. So it is going to take the rolling update as the default one. Okay, so now let's check this out how exactly our rolling update happens. Okay, anyone? Again. So liveness and readiness probe. This is very important to have on your deployment file. So if someone is asking you that what are all the strategies or what are the important points you want to make sure on your deployment, so your answer should contain your liveness probe and readiness probe. Cool. Got it? All right, so let's do this. So kubectl apply -f app1 YML. Okay, so app1 has been deployed. Now let me check the kubectl apply -f svc. Now service also exposed. Now let's do the same thing, which is do curl localhost 31028. Let's do that. Still the service, it is not yet ready. It is serving our traffic, or we can check for which part it is serving it, svc, and it is 31028 my nginx. Okay, let's check this out. All right, so I'm not sure why exactly it is not coming. Okay, all right, so everything is back. So now hello, I'm from red service, right? So now it is serving our app1 first. Now let's see deploy app2 and how exactly happening. kubectl apply -f app2.yml and do kubectl get pods -w. So see, one is being done, one is being running. Okay, so that means, see, now two, second, one is being terminated, one is creating. So if every one by one, it is being terminated, created, everything it is happening. So one by one, it is getting terminated, it is creating, it is adding to the task, and previous one, it
If
is,
you check that one, which web page is it showing,
yeah.
whether white or
We
red?
will see that. We'll see that. So let it be completely, done with that. So we are going to see that.
If it's completely done, then it will show the new one.
Yeah. So it is
So my
happening.
question, in between this, if you check what it will show.
Yeah. So it is, still it is serving from the red service. So there is a gap, or there is a break in between. That is why it is not able to take that. So yeah, it is terminated. Everything is being terminated. So now let it be that in that manner. So yeah, so now it is being done completely. kubectl, as you can see, it is running with the latest one. Okay, so now let's see. So it is broke something in between. Yeah, empty reply from server. See, so I'm from white service. So previous recreate, we got three responses as white. Sorry, three responses from the empty reply from the server, if I'm not wrong. Hey, see here. Four, there is a completely downtime, right? Big downtime. That means it is not at all a zero downtime. But here we achieved 99% 95 maybe, or 99% 999 or 49, because earlier recreate strategy, we solved recreate strategy, we got four off, sorry, four, our system is completely down. But in the rolling update strategy, we are able to minimize it very low level, which is only once. Apart from that, everything is cool. I was in red service, there is a disruption, and I have completely migrated to white service. Cool, understood?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome, nice.
Yes.
In between this, while creating, deploying the new container,
Mhm.
if the readiness probe or that is failing, then it
Uh-huh.
will not attempt to the next
Correct,
container, right?
correct, correct, correct. It will stop then and there only, and it will tell that readiness probe is failing, so I cannot proceed further. Okay, Shall I move it to the next part? Any questions with this
Yes.
rolling update?
Sure.
Okay, all right. So I have deleted everything. So now let's go to my favorite, which is blue green. Okay. So blue green. Okay. So basically blue green is okay. So there is it was showcasing something. Yeah, so let us go over this. This is having a nice diagram. So even I was also not doing it. This is having nice diagram. So we have got covered the rolling update, what's exactly happening. It is running with v1 and automatically your deployment strategy. What we have given, we have only given to v1 down and make the other part, I mean v2 up. So this is how exactly it is brings up. And we have also given readiness, and also I am going to copy this for you guys so that it is having a nice representational thing. So I think you should also get this time, because I'm not getting the representational part. So yeah, I'm going to help this one as well. Okay, so what we covered? We covered rolling update, we covered recreate. As you can see, it is completely making it down, right? So that is where it is having a problem. Blue, green or red, black deployments. So what? Now, as you can see, you are running both the paths. That means in that environment, you have to run your both one version and both second version simultaneously. Okay, just one moment. Okay, so you have to run both blue and green. That means both of the versions simultaneously. Once you are happy, okay, once you are happy with your your response, your deployment, then only you just go ahead and deploy or flip the I mean basically you forward or flip the system, something similar to it. Okay, so do that. I am having a nice app. Okay, so same blue, green, sorry, red and white service. So here deployment is the kind and strategy is rolling update. Again, how exactly it is being rolling update. So this is basically just a moment. I copied something or wrong or what? Rolling update, rolling update. Okay, cool. So this is what we are going to do is we are going to take the first application as a blue application. I am running it as a blue application, and I am strategy. I'm making it as a rolling update, and I am making it all these templates, everything same. Annotations, we are going to see that when I'm going to cover that during the Prometheus and Grafana part. So basically what exactly we are doing is, if you are running Grafana and Prometheus, so it is going to scrape the 32111. That means all those details it is going to send it to Prometheus. So I'm not purposefully removing it, because I do not want to make you uncomfortable with unnecessary stuff. So simple strategy is rolling update. Replicas, I am making it as a 2. Containers, red service, port is 80, container port, and liveness and readiness port. As simple as that, nothing else. Okay, cool. So rolling update is the main strategy. App 2, same thing, only changes, only the images changes, and rest everything is same. That means whatever we have done it on the rolling update, the similar part of things, but only the difference would be the name would be V1 and here it would be V2. That's all. And we are running two containers at the moment. We can make it as 5. Okay, to make it as 5. So what's exactly happened? So what's the deal? So we are going to run both the containers, sorry, both the application in one shot. Okay, as you can see, there are two service file as well. Okay, so both the service file is being redirecting to their respective versions. So app1 version is 1.0. In expose 1, you can see selector I am using 1.0. Expose 2, I'm selector I am using version 2.0. So here you just have to create two simultaneously applications and deploy your service accordingly. Switch back, switch in during the service only. How do you do that? Let's begin. All right. So let's do that. Blue green. Okay, blue green I was there. Okay, cool. So kubectl get pods. Okay, so only temp shell and this one is done. Okay, let's do it. Kubectl apply -f app 1 deployed. Kubectl app 2 deployed. Okay, so kubectl get pods, as you can see, both the things are coming all together at that time. Okay, so right now obviously I have not exposed to anything, that is why it is not going to work. So let it work. It is running, it is creating and everything. That means v1 and v2 of the version is being simultaneously running. So now the best part, I mean, this is what exactly I am doing since my Nokia days. The difference is in Nokia I was doing with the VMs, and right now I'm doing it in containers. That's the only changes. Otherwise, this is no more a brainer. This is there since 2010 from the VM days. So that should not be a problem. Okay, the similar way we just have to do it. All right. So two things are running. Okay, let's expose the first part. Now kubectl apply -f expose first part YML. Okay, so let's check this out. What's exactly it is exposing. Now we are doing the
The
empty
port
reply.
number might be changed. Port number, localhost port number.
Yeah. So let me check that. kubectl get svc. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 30310.328. Is that? Yeah, correct only. Okay, all right. So now it is serving from the red service. Okay. And think, you remember. So this is how exactly it works. So in the production, how you are running with one v1, which is red service, which is running currently. And similarly in the blue service or white service, which is also already running over here, get pods or get deployment. Okay, which is also running v2. Okay, version 2 is also which is running. So that is act as a integration layer, or that is act as a UAT. Getting it? That means this is the next level of version which I wanted to deploy next. So I deploy, I test it, and I have completely, make it ready, available, that, hey, this blue is version 2 is completely ready. You can go ahead and you can start testing. So what we have to do, so as you are seeing, red service is being running. Okay, so I just have to flip my expose part, -f expose 2. Okay, that's all. Blue has been configured. Now let's check what's exactly happening. That's it. See, there is no disturbance. This is called, which I call zero downtime deployment. There is no downtime at all. And you have only seen that previous one has 3 failures. Rolling update has 1 failure. But with this strategy I am making to achieve complete 100%, or which we call zero downtime deployments. How cool is that? So yes, this is what exactly, that is why I am in love with blue green deployments. And I'm really happy that I have worked in my Nokia days. Okay, so now I'm happy. I'm not happy with my white service. That's it. I just switch it, or I just flip it, and it will switch to red service. How cool is that?
Just no, so that export service, what the real changes there, we can find out.
Changes? No changes. Only version selector. That's all. That's all.
Okay,
Only selector. Switch it.
now
Flipping.
it is coming the red from red and white
Yes.
both.
Yes. Yes. Now I have fixed the expose, blue service. That's it. Done. It is next one. It would be with the white service. See, automatically it is flipping. I do not have to do any part, anything. Just selector, one selector, it is doing its job. No zero downtime completely. Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, understood.
Okay, so I think this is the best example I have got for you guys to understand recreate, blue green, and also deployment, rolling. So this is only a way how do I showcase. Otherwise, there is no option to tell you that, hey, how exactly it flips. I have also showcased the problem with the recreate, it is having a downtime. The problem with the rolling update, it is having the downtime, but rolling update with blue-green strategy, it is solving our purpose, which is zero downtime, complete zero downtime. All right, cool. Awesome.
And both the services are running simultaneously.
Yeah,
Can
see,
you
kubectl get pods, see,
services?
everything,
Service,
yeah.
services.
kubectl, no, service
Yeah.
only one, it would be running all the
Oh,
time.
okay.
It would be only once. The selectors would be different. The
Okay.
pod selection would be different. Now, right now, it is running with the expose 2. So now, if I wanted to make it expose 1, only the service selector is getting changed. See, where exactly nothing is getting changed. Only the
So
selector.
one thing I'm not getting is we applied both the service file, right?
Mhm.
So
Where
how
we applied both the service file.
above expose 2 and expose 1
Okay.
expose.yml, right?
But
So
there is a one change only, right? So selector, it is going to take 2.0.0.
so it's due to the selector only. So
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
replacing the services, right? One
Mhm.
service will run one at a time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's because
Mm.
of okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Got it.
So in production also you do it this way, or
Yes,
through
yes, yes, yes.
ingress we are
Blue
doing?
green, blue green, blue green.
The traffic no
Traffic is
redirection,
for
that is
different. Traffic is for different. Traffic ingress, that is for different. That is completely different.
okay.
That has, okay, so that has many complicated systems like canary, dark release, then shadow, A/B testing. So those things we have to do it on the ingress. So that one we will see when I will showcase the ingress.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so because this is having Istio as well. So, but I have no plans to showcase Istio. I will just go ahead and I'll explain under this thing, but I'll showcase on the ingress, which is traffic. Traffic, all these canary, dark releases, shadow, A/B testing, everything can be done. So I'll showcase that one also. Okay, these are again very complicated releases. But for you guys, I think you guys should stick to blue green, one of the best. Okay. All right. So I think I am having this much for you today. So next class, I think we are going to see delete hyphen f dot. Okay. So next class, I think we are going to see config maps, secrets, then I think ingress, then security. That's all. That's all I think I am having.
Okay, sir.
Cool. Okay, everyone. Where is Somik? Yeah, Somik, you slept today, eh?
Sorry, bhai, sorry.
But you liked it or you missed it most of the things, I think.
No, sir. When I joined, I learned many things. That rolling update is still a gray area for me, but I have learned many things.
Okay. So go through the recording. Most of
Yes,
the
yes.
things will be getting cleared. I hope deployment is being my code to my skill set. So I hope this session would have been cleared most of your doubts and cleared most of the things like, hey, what is this? What is that? No, blue green. People are talking about blue green, blue green. Wow, how exactly it is being done, and also rolling update, how exactly it's being done. So I have showcased what is best and what's exactly works for you. All right,
Yes.
so
Thank you.
this is what exactly I was having. So let's meet next week, having with our config maps, secrets, and most probably ingress controller. And there we are going to see a little bit of deployments again, canary, dark releases, shadow, A/B testing, which is very complicated setups. But I think we should know about it. So that is why I also going to cover those as well. All right. Cool. Chalo. Bye bye. Thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for the session and attending my sessions. And
Thank
please go ahead and today I'm going to share some of my. Let me stop.